Well, good morning. Good afternoon, good day, good evening. Wherever in the world you are joining us from right now, I'm so glad to be here with you. I'm Charlene. If this is your first time, welcome. Hello. The bowls say hello. In fact, they're already asking us to begin to venture in. So say hello. Drop your name and where you're joining us from in the comments, or just a good morning and where you're joining us. We'd love to begin the session as we always do, grounding into the presence of who all is here, the presence of you, because this is about you. This is for you. Good morning, Carrie from Arizona. Oh man, these bowls, man, it's gonna be a ride today, I think. Good morning, Carrie. How are you? So glad you're joining us from Arizona. Mika from Ireland. Nice to see you. Glad you were here. Lori from Madison, Wisconsin. Hello to you as well, my friend. Candace. Morning, morning, morning. Mary. Good morning from Buffalo, New York. Hearts and snow. Indeed. So much of the country is feeling the chill today. I just did a quick Instagram story and I was reflecting how this weekend, just less than 48 hours ago, it was 90 here in Florida. It's 46. So we feel you all. Suzanne, good morning. Sending love to you in Salt Lake City. Thanks for joining us. Nice to see you. Kat from Chile, Chicagoland. So glad you're able to be here. Steph from California, good early morning to you. Catherine, good afternoon from Switzerland. Hello. What a beautiful spelling of your name. Rosamond, good afternoon from Somerset, England. Thank you for joining us. Hope you've had a brilliant day. Katie from South Carolina, so glad you're here. Hello, hello, hello. Maddie from Somerset. Yeah, not too far from Rosamond. Look at that. She's currently in Indonesia, though. Well, home is home, right? The heart always carries a vibration. It never leaves us. Sandy, grateful for your magic from the Tucson desert. Sending love back to you as well. You're so kind. Thank you for your kind words. Yeah, another reason we take a few moments at the top is just to allow the technology to settle. So every platform's a little different. If it's your first time, not only do we broadcast live on Insight Timer, if that's where you're joining us, we're also on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we are on Instagram, and Jeremy, are we on Circle as well? We are on Circle. We are in many places. We're in the quantum field, we're everywhere. Just kidding, but I'm not. So we always take a little bit of time just to allow everyone to enter, to settle, to work out any sort of technical bugs that sometimes happen. Every platform's different, every day is different. And if you haven't noticed, is anybody feeling a little spacey, a little brain fog, maybe random headaches, body aches, all kinds of subtle, just feeling offness? Well, A, you're not alone. B, there's some interesting things happening with the sun. So, everything that goes on all around us all of the time, whether we are cognizant, aware of it or not, it has an effect on us. I think that's one of the beauties of awareness, is that the more awareness we can bring, there's a deeper understanding as to why things are happening as they do. Makes me think of a passage, actually from the Old Testament, where King Solomon was basically saying that with wisdom comes sorrow. And it's true, ignorance can be bliss. And if we choose to stay in ignorance, that's a choice. And if we choose to move towards wisdom, that's also a choice. And just like my dad used to always say, nothing and no one is as good or as bad as we think it to be. Much wisdom in my father, like Yoda was he. BD Aloha. Thanks for being here. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, thank you for letting us know about the sound. It's one of the things we're just continuing to work on. Sometimes, yeah, Jeremy's saying it's an issue on Insight Timer. So if the sound is bothering you, here's a great opportunity. You can, if you feel comfortable, you can jump off and join us on YouTube. That's very easy to find. Or on our Facebook page or Instagram. Just go to your favorite platform and search for my name. You'll be able to see that live coming up. Yeah, I'm sorry that's happening. It's one of the reasons that we've continued to help expand other places that we broadcast from is that unfortunately, this is not the first time that it has been happening on Insight Timer on the platform itself. We want to make sure you have options so that you can experience this as it's good for you. So, Mary says she had a lot of that going on, that intensity of feeling this past week. Jeremy, thank you for dropping your little note in the chat. We appreciate it. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm Charlene. Behind the camera, behind the scenes is my beautiful, darling husband, Jeremy, who makes all of this work. And we are so appreciative of him. Hey, Lori, thanks for joining us over on YouTube, Lori, who had been on Insight Time. Remember, Lori's from Madison, Wisconsin? I remember these things. She popped over to YouTube and said the sound is perfect there. So there you go. Wherever you want to be, just be where you need to be. We're beginning to settle in, yeah. The vibrations are just asking us to start to settle. Barb also says YouTube is much better. Cool. Well, if this is your first time, welcome. Welcome to the mystery, the magic of life, unfolding before us every moment of every day. Sometimes we tune into life, literally, actively. We're tuning into life right now. Sometimes we allow life to wash over us. And that's a beautiful experience too. All are valuable and important and different ways to perceive the glory of your life. And I think our sessions are a lot like that. There's no right or wrong way to experience vibration, to experience sound, the vibrations of life. So if this is something you'd like to actively participate in, that's wonderful. You may find that you enjoy listening with headphones. Some people really like that experience. They get this binaural beating sensation that will sometimes come through in the bowls. It just depends on how the bowls choose to speak. Sometimes it can depend on your headphones as well. If you want to be active participant in today's guided meditation session, fantastic. If you want to just let the words and the sounds and the frequency and the vibration wash over you, fantastic. You do you. That's the beauty of sovereignty. We are all about the sovereign choice. And we have arrived. So again, I'm Charlene. In front of you are 21 chromatically tuned quartz crystal singing bowls. When I say chromatic, I mean all of the black and white notes on a piano keyboard, plus notes in the octave above and the octave below. That gives us a beautiful palette of sound from which we can paint. Chromatic is the name for all of these beautiful steps that we have in between each bowl. And that's just one octave that I'll play for you. This color of sound lets us connect with frequency, allow frequency to wash over us in a very unique way. This is not your typical sound healing session, and these are not your typical sound healing bowls. We can add dissonance, a little bit of tension, a little bit of friction to seek and move us towards resolution. And when we move towards resolution, our energy shifts. The biofield actually begins to repattern because those vibrations are coming in and around you. So sometimes, just as you polish a diamond, you want to be able to polish your own space. And that polishing can be a very life-changing and affirming experience. So, we will see where the bowls take us. And I say that because these bowls are made out of 99.999% pure quartz crystal, they generate the piezoelectric effect, which just means anytime they are struck or rimmed, they're actually generating electricity. And we can measure that electricity in voltage. And because you are an electrical being, that voltage, that electricity, you begin to feel, you sense. You'll sense it in your ears, especially if you have headphones. You'll begin to feel it in your body too. This is a somatic experience. It's all about listening to where you feel sensation and using that to decode, like a detective, decode the information that your body is presenting to you. Because sound is honest, sound will then invite us into a space where we can dissolve whatever it is that we have had our attention directed towards. And it's in that dissolution where relaxation, where safety, where transformation comes. It's all by beginning to shift our attention more directly into the body to feel. If there is ever pain that you experience, turn volume down. That's an anomaly, and that shouldn't happen, but sometimes it can. Sometimes we're all in different spaces. So honor where you are. If some discomfort arises, I say you may want to choose to lean into it, investigate it, because resolution is on its way. The more we can lean into understanding what's happening internally, the more we have an opportunity to say, didn't realize that, and I don't need that anymore. Or, wow, that's valuable information that I want to deal with later. Again, this is how we choose our own adventure in these sound healing journeys. Makes me think of this idea of volume. You know, I think it's important for people to know that you don't break a crystal glass, like an opera singer, by screaming or singing louder. You actually break it by singing the exact micro frequency. Yes, volume feeds into that ability to break the glass, but it's the frequency that actually is what penetrates and allows the glass to shatter. And we live in a culture that is obsessed with volume. We think if we turn up the volume, just hustle harder, push more, scream louder at the universe, that we'll get the breakthrough, that things will happen. But that's actually not how physics works. When we expand sound, frequency, vibration, the vibration of life, volume becomes just noise. But resonance is when we focus and turn that vibration into power. So if you are exhausted but still feel stuck, maybe you're just screaming at the glass. And what you don't need is more effort. What you do need is precision. See, a micro shift in the frequency, that fine tuning, allowing your energy to align perfectly with your intention, is infinitely more powerful than turning up the volume, doubling your workload, putting out more energy, maybe even than you have to give. So I encourage us all to stop trying to force the breakthrough with brute strength and begin to tune the frequency of the vibration that we bring forth, where we can make significant shifts, shattering any glass ceiling, glass partition that separates us from the life that we choose to manifest. Today is all about manifestation, but not manifestation from a big picture perspective. It's manifestation from the small, starting small. Yeah, we always, the journey's in the first step. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. We hear that all the time, right? But what if that's actually one of the most profound things we can begin to integrate into our lives? I might suggest that you're failing at your goals because you're trying to move, to push against an incredibly large object, a skyscraper, instead of just taking a first step or maybe pushing over, let's say, a 2-inch domino. You don't have to push a whole wall over. All you have to do is push the first domino. And here's why. So we often get paralyzed because we stare at this end result. OMG, look at this mountain. Look at this massive thing I am trying to surmount. The massive career, the total life transformation. How am I going to do it? And it feels too heavy. But when we can step back and recognize that the hardest part of our dream is actually a tiny fraction of what we perceive it to ultimately be, suddenly life can shift and change. And really, the hardest part of the dream is only 2 inches tall. Think of it this way. A 2-inch domino can actually knock over a 3-inch domino, which knocks over a 4-inch domino. Well, by the 13th domino, you're actually knocking over a 2-story building. It's math. And by the 24th, you're toppling the Empire State Building. And by the domino number 31, you've actually surpassed the top of Mount Everest. So the big win, climbing that mountain, scaling that wall, building that building, that life, that dream, that passion that is so monumental, it actually isn't about brute strength at all. It's actually simply about geometric progression. So don't worry about the skyscraper. Today, we are going to focus on that tiny 2-inch domino, that 2-inch habit that's sitting right in front of you right now, and just let it click into place. And the rest will follow suit. It actually reminds me of an idea. Archimedes famously said, if you give me a lever long enough, I can move the entire world. Notice what he didn't ask for. He didn't ask for more muscles. Nope, he didn't ask for more time. He asked for leverage. Most of us are trying to move the obstacles in our lives, again, with that strength, that force. We push, we strain, we burn out. We think the problem is that we aren't strong enough. But what physics teaches us is that it's simply placement. You don't need more strength, you need a better angle. How can we get a better angle to approach our dreams, to live and manifest the life that we know we are here to experience and to share? A micro-manifestation is just a shift in where you apply the pressure, the energy, attention into your life. A tiny 1-degree adjustment in your strategy that gives you effortless power over all the heavy stuff. We don't need to strain. All we need to do is tune and find that perfect fulcrum for us. So welcome. Take a moment just to begin to more fully arrive into the room in which you find yourself today. Whether it's in Somerset, England, Indonesia, Madison, Wisconsin, Ireland, California. Find your space. Good. And arrive. Arriving into your body. Feeling your body begin to settle. Settling into the space. Settling into your body and beginning just to witness your breath. And as you breathe, it becomes easier to feel your breath begin to slow, easily, effortlessly. Perhaps to sigh, feel yourself releasing the weight, tension of that big picture. Need to do something. It's so often that we become obsessed with the big picture, the macro, the big win, the massive career leap, the total transformation. And because we stare at that mountain, we feel oh so small, overwhelmed, stuck. But remember, nature operates by a different set of physics. And it's a physics you and I actually are a part of. You see, nature understands the fractal. The fractal is in the scale. All the patterns begin to repeat. You see the similarity as you zoom in more and more. A fractal's defining feature is self-similarity, so that when you zoom in on a tiny section of a fractal, it looks just like the whole picture. Similarly, in a hologram, if you were to cut a tiny corner off, that tiny piece still contains the entire imprint of the frequency of the entire picture. The pattern of the whole is repeated in the smallest part. Yes, this is physics. And yes, this is the blueprint of our reality. That's how the world works around us, whether we recognize it or not. And we see it. We see it in the spiral of the galaxy repeated in the shell of a nautilus. We see it in the branching of the lungs repeated in the branching of the mighty oak tree. And this pattern affirms the understanding that how we do one thing is how we do everything. You see, it's in our tiny habits that define our big picture life. Perhaps if you find your morning ritual chaotic, you may see that chaos replicating itself in another part of your life, your career, where you spend most of the time in your day, whatever it is that you're doing. If your breath is shallow, sometimes your ability to receive abundance will also be shallow. The universe is not judging, it's reflecting. It's not pushing you to receive or do a big performance. It's asking you, it's calling us all to witness and choose our micro patterns. How we choose to behave in private is the real us, not the mask that we put on in the world, but the choices we make each and every day. And you are strong, intelligent, and capable, often more so than you give yourself credit for. And you feel that, and you know that. And in that knowledge, that deep, settled truth can just settle into your space, quietly whispering the certainty and the confidence to know that you do have the power that you seek. And so today we practice the art of micro-manifestation. There's no need to try to fix a big picture. We don't need to fix the whole forest. We are actually going to find the single microscopic seed which began it all. And we're going to re-encode it. So as you continue to bring more comfort into your body, settling, finding more stillness, witnessing your breath, it's easy to begin to feel a little heavier in your body, more comfort, more relaxation, more stability. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, feeling your heart begin to settle. And as you slowly exhale, good. Relaxing more deeply into this moment. Allowing your attention now to shift to the center of your chest, to the area of your heart. That energy center that is a portal between The heart is the center, that central point of your personal fractal expression of life. So in your mind's eye, think, imagine, or feel your breath flowing in and out of this heart space. Feel yourself breathing through your heart, passing through the center of your sternum, breathing into the heart, slowing down, and even beginning to notice the micro movements from your breath. Feeling those vibrations that you are generating, tuning into the rhythm that is perfectly aligned with you. Good. Allowing that heart to come back online more fully, freely, without condition. You are perfect as you are in this moment. Everything that has led you to this moment has been vital. It might not have been easy. It might have been everything that you dreamed of and more. And it is exactly what it needs to be for you. Because now you can do something with it. Breathing in through the heart, exhaling completely. Releasing any tension. Finding a rhythm that feels steady. Now, if you have a grounding practice, I invite you to begin that now. If not, think, imagine, or feel a beautiful cord of golden light that originates at the base of your spine and descends through the ground beneath you, down into the earth itself, finding a point that feels good to connect into, seeing that golden cord of light actually beginning to entwine, wrap itself deep into the earth, feeling that connection of settledness begin to flood your space even more. Anything that you're ready just to softly let go of, you watch as it descends down that golden grounding cord of light. Good. It's subtle, it's easy. It's easy to release. It's easy to feel settled. It's easy to be aligned. And you feel that breath that you are breathing. Perhaps you feel it breathing into that space at the base of your spine, breathing in, feeling even more settled, more relaxed, more connected. And perhaps you notice how you begin to breathe in through your heart simultaneously. Beautiful. Finding that alignment, that rhythm, moving between your heart and this central point of grounding. Good. This is a new level of embodiment and training the body with that perfect rhythm of the heart. Well done. Good. Settling in. Brilliant. Now from this space, you may choose to continue breathing either in and out of your heart or in and out of the base of the spine. That lower energy center there in your body. Find a place that feels good. Or some of you will choose to breathe through both places simultaneously. Find your perfect rhythm. What do you need right now? There's no right or wrong. Brilliant. Good. Keep going. Now, as you continue to breathe, I invite you to call forth a simple feeling of appreciation, of gratitude, of love, or maybe of care, something that feels pure for you. Maybe it's gratitude or love or care for a little furry friend, for a person who means the world to you, that you would do anything for, and you know they would do anything for you. Maybe it's for an experience that you've had in life that's changed who you are. Maybe it's been for a small act of kindness that's been gifted and granted to you. Maybe it's for the warmth of the cup of hot beverage you had this morning, a quiet moment of peace, the rhythm of your own pulse. Just fill your space with that emotion, embody it, bring it into your body and expand it. Good. And feel that tiny spark of gratitude, appreciation, care, or love. Feel it begin to glow, generating a warm magnetic field throughout your chest, perhaps even in that lower belly. Feel that, align with that, spreading a golden light throughout your entire system. Feeling it rise all the way up into the space of your head. Feel your heart and your mind synchronize into one unified field. Feel your heart, your mind, and your body synchronize into its perfect rhythm, grounded, aligned, coherent, and you breathe into this state. Good. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in. Your heart relaxes before you slowly exhale. And now, from this place of deep safety and coherence, I invite you to begin to glance, to look, to see the hologram of your life without judgment, just gently, easily. Just begin to scan the micro moments of your day. Perhaps you see the massive goals. Shift your attention away from them for a moment. Let's look at the small, quiet habits. This is from a place of centered stillness in which it's so easy for you to move right now. Think about the first 10 minutes of your morning. When you wake up, what is that energy? Is it calm? Is it frantic? Is there dread or worry, joy, laughter? A subtle feeling of being behind before your feet even touch the floor? An anticipation of what's to come? Just notice. Remembering what you see is exactly what you need to see, and all is well. You're doing a great job. Now, look at one of your first morning rituals, perhaps when you drink a warm beverage. How do you approach that liquid? Is it something you truly taste and savor and sit with? Noticing how it dances over your tongue, noticing its fragrance, how it fills your nostrils and relaxes your body? Or is it a rushed procedure, something that is done because it's always done? Just notice. Where is your attention in that moment? Is it on the practice, the ritual? Or maybe it's rushing forward, is truly the first step, that first micro movement to allowing you to choose if that is a pattern you maintain or transform. Well done. And you breathe. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, a gentle smile creeps over your face because you understand that this, what you are witnessing, is a fractal, a tiny moment that is becoming a seed, a code for the bigger moments later on in your day. It's like a blueprint. Remember that the micro, the tiny, reflects into the macro, the massive. Witnessing, noticing, and from a place of ease and full commitment to the truth of who you are, I invite you to identify just one micro pattern that feels perhaps not as aligned, maybe a little out of sync with what you feel to be your highest potential. Just one small habit. There's no need to judge or to try to fix it. Just witness and see it clearly. See it for what it is. A pattern that's offering you information. And information is power. Recognize that this tiny friction is simply acting as a glitch. That's it. And glitches happen. And glitches can be magnified throughout the entire holographic system. So take a deep breath in, breathing into your heart, holding that breath in just for a moment, feeling your heart beginning to relax and settle before you slowly and with focus, exhale. Long, slow, steady exhalation. Good. And in your mind's eye, feel yourself begin to zoom in on that one moment, looking at it like a single cell under a microscope. And as you do, notice what you see or perceive. It could be visual, it could be a sound, it could be a feeling, it could be a scent, it could be an impression. Just notice. And understand that you are seeing the encoded data of your day. And as you breathe into your heart and slowly exhale from this grounded, more coherent state, you realize, if I change, if I update, if I upgrade this one tiny data point, I can change the entire trajectory. And you smile, knowing that there's no need to move a mountain. Just rewrite the code of the seed of your day. And you breathe, just witnessing what it is that you will shift and decode. Remember, if the mountain is the desire to completely overhaul your career, the seed might simply be taking one coherent breath before you open your laptop. If the mountain, the dream, is a pressure to heal your nervous system, that seed may simply be feeling warm water on your hands as you wash your face, instead of rushing through your morning routine. If your mountain is the overwhelming goal of total and complete abundance and prosperity, the seed may be simply paying for your groceries with a silent, genuine blessing instead of a fear of scarcity. You see, by changing the micro, you automatically reprogram the macro. So having quietly, gently, easily witnessed your own pattern, let's notice from your pattern, what is your pivot? What is that profound micro to you right now, knowing that the field is infinite, knowing that you are moving at your own perfect rhythm, and knowing that all is well. Begin to notice what comes to mind. Perhaps if your old micro pattern was rushing, your new seed is simply presence. Maybe if the old pattern was scarcity, that new seed is savoring. If it was anxiety, maybe the seed is breath. So let's identify your perfect micro manifestation. Take a deep breath in, hold that breath in, feel your heart relax, and as you exhale for a long, slow exhalation, I invite you to begin to ask yourself this question. What is the single, small act that I can easily commit to today? What is the simple, easy, small act that I can commit to today? Maybe it's one of the seeds that you've just discovered, taking a coherent breath before you begin a task, blessing your groceries, feeling into more presence. Or maybe it's something else entirely, like taking 3 conscious steps, deep breaths, 3 deep breaths before your feet even hit the floor in the morning. Maybe it's choosing to drive in the slower passing lane just to show your nervous system that you are the master of your own time and that all is well. And you choose presence over rushed fear, anxiety, whatever it is. Just notice. And as your heart begins to settle and call forth that seed of information, remember that the size of the seed does not determine the size of the tree. This small act might feel tiny. It might feel as small as a mustard seed. But remember the physics of the fractal. Inside that tiny seed is the encoded data of a massive forest. Inside that deliberate micro shift is the exact vibrational DNA of a calm, powerful, and wildly abundant future. And you breathe as you hold your chosen micro intention in your heart space right now, feeling the emotions that come and go, feeling the tensions that arise, feeling the resolution that arrives. And as you breathe, see yourself doing that step, that micro adjustment, and feel its profound relief beginning to wash over you. Breathing into that relief. Breathing into that space of your heart, enlivening this new pattern, knowing you don't have to fix your life at all. You simply can plant, tend to, water, and love this one beautiful seed. And as you recognize this fact, it's time to unlock this new code within your biology. We're going to use the power of sound to help water this beautiful seed of yours. Just allowing yourself to be immersed in the frequencies of these bowls that are tuned to the frequency of nature itself, shown to stimulate, harmonize, and remind of the original blueprint of your DNA. So from this point of stillness, I invite you to take this micro intention that you are see it expanding into every cell of your body, rewriting the code, reigniting the hologram. This may be a step that you actively take, or you may see it instantaneously manifest. Watch the energy of this intention, this micro intention that you are holding. Watch it spread throughout you. Feel how you are no longer just thinking about this change, you are vibrating it, you are spreading it through your entire system. You are becoming this new vibration. Deep breath in, holding that breath in, feeling your heart relax. And as you exhale, allow your attention now to shift to the base of your spine, to this area of grounding, this place where you connect a beautiful golden cord of light from the base of your spine descending down into the earth itself, feeling that frequency settle you, ground you, become more aligned, even more than you were a moment before, aligned with your natural resonant frequency, connecting deeply into the vibrational patterns of the earth. Think, imagine, or feel a beautiful ruby red color begin to spread throughout that entire system. Allowing your attention now to shift into the area of your heart, feeling a beautiful rose gold color spreading throughout your entire heart space. Moving out down your arms, through your chest, through the torso, connecting down deep into that lower energy center that you've connected and grounded deeply into the earth. Feel yourself settling into your body, settling into this space even more. This is the embodied you. This is the activated presence of your physical potential, settling in, finding more comfort, more ease, and more alignment. resonance settling deeply into your body. You have planted the seed, and now we get to watch the fractal expand in your mind's eye. See yourself performing that new micro habit tomorrow. Just witness. What would it look like? What does that look like? What does that feel like? That change of pattern, of change of vibration. Witness yourself pausing, breathing. And because you changed that one small moment, watch how it repeats throughout your day, how it ripples out. This order that you've brought brings more clarity in the morning. Because your morning has more clarity, your work, your tasks, your expression has more impact. Because your work has more impact, you return home in the evening with more energy, more grounded connection, more vitality, because you are living the fullest expression of your Dharma. See yourself growing from that single seed, all of the big wins. Just notice them. See them unlocking naturally, easily, not because they were forced, but because you unified, you updated, you upgraded the code at the source. Good. It's easy to feel, to sense, to perceive that macro realigning to match the micro automatically without any effort, and you smile, for you know this tiny adjustment has massive ramifications. And you breathe, feeling more settled and more aligned, knowing that the next time you choose to relax, to repattern your energy, your biofield in this way, to gently rewire your nervous system, you can do so more easily, more effectively, each and every time you choose to listen to these crystal singing bowls, to the vibrations that are coming towards you now from the place of love, of devotion, and of dedication, knowing that we are all connected. And gently, slowly bringing your awareness back to the center of your chest, knowing that you can keep this coherent frequency with you as long as you wish. That beautiful golden cord of grounding light can stay with you. And you can walk through your day plugged in, tuned up, aligned with your new pattern. And just feel yourself weaving these sensations into your skin, imprinting them into your biofield, infusing, enlivening your very soul, your essence, the simplicity of the micro moment, the effortless expansion of the fractal, and most importantly, that deep, unshakable certainty that you are the author of your own code. Every moment of every day, you are a sovereign being of light. We reclaim the light that is yours. And you breathe. Now, if it's your time to drift off into the great mystery of sleep, simply allow the image of the fractal to fade into that velvet darkness. Surrender your body to the gravity of the bed, feeling that new seeds so securely, easily planted deep within you, trusting that it will blossom in its own perfect time, and sink into that deep restorative darkness, knowing that while you rest, the universe is organizing the macro to match your micro, and you will awaken tomorrow refreshed, recoded, and ready. Sweet dreams. if you are ready to return to the surface and move through your day, come with me now. Take a deep, deliberate breath. Fill your lungs with the oxygen of the present moment. And as you exhale, feel your consciousness drawing up from that microscopic seed, expanding back into the full vessel of your body, knowing that any time that you can choose to repair this way, you can do it easily without any effort, using the vibrations and the sounds accessible to you all the time. For your life is a pattern ready to be decoded, decrypted, and re-encoded with the light of your highest potential. And you breathe, feeling the iron in your blood humming with vitality, breathing in more movement, wiggling your fingers, your toes, and that sweet little nose, feeling the weight of groundedness, strengthening, deepening the intention that you've carried with you today. And you breathe a little deeper, becoming more aware of the room around you, the sounds, the temperature of the air, knowing that you are new, you are shifted, you are changed. The noise is cleared. The seed is planted. You are safe. You are grounded. You are aligned. And you are attuned. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Gently inviting in a little more movement. And when you feel fully present, your eyes flicker and flit open, coming back into this space, time, this new present moment. For you are mastering the art of micro manifestation. And so it is. How are you feeling, my friends? Tell me how you're feeling in the chat, if that feels good to you. You know, every session, for our seasoned friends who are here every session, we thank you for your presence. And we affirm that every session is so unique to each individual. And sometimes what can put someone into a profound state of bliss and expanded energy and ready to surmount any mountain can put another person to sleep, to lull them into a even greater sense of physical safety. Every pattern is so unique, so precious for you. And I just want to thank you for being with us, whatever platform you're joining us from now. Sweet Jeremy has just shared that there's more audio issues that are continuing on Insight Timer for our Insight Timer friends. I'm so sorry. That's part of the wonders of the technological age in which we live. For our friends on Facebook Live, on Instagram Live, and on YouTube, and in Circle, I want to thank you so much for being here with you, for being here with us, letting me be with you. It's always a pleasure. You know, there's something really powerful when we can gather. And I love that we are able to gather here in person. And yet we're still not in the same room. And so I am so happy that, yes, on YouTube we have you had a hello, good morning. I'm so glad you're able to join us. Yay. Lori, thank you for being here. City John, yep. Maine Hummingbird, glad you were able to move over as well. Yetta says, at total peace. Yeah, so beautiful. Thank you. It was astounding. Stephen, thank you so much for your comments. You know, it's so fascinating what the bowls communicated with us today. Really, they sent us into this heart-centered space of grounding and grounding alignment, and it makes sense. Right now, on this particular date in which we are airing live, there are a lot of activities, solar activities, lots of stuff going on with the sun. And so, of course, the more embodied we can be, the safer we will feel. So I encourage you today, as you continue to move through your day, how much more embodiment, how much more physical presence can you bring to your day to help you feel more grounded, a little less anxious, have a little less worry. Worry is a habit. It's a habit we all get into because we have really beautiful and powerful minds. Yes, you do. And sometimes that mind takes over and spins us because the mind feels like it needs to be doing something. And yet we know at our core, our task is less about doing and more about being, right? So I encourage you today, find moments where you can pause. Just pause. Could be in a meeting even. You don't have to let other people know that you're pausing and moving into embodied presence. And how do you do that? You focus on your breath. You listen intently to everything going around you. When your mind starts to wander, you pull it back and you stay focused on whatever it is. Do it 3 minutes. 3 minutes. See how your day changes. And then later do it again. 3 minutes. And notice the shifts that come from that level of presence and embodied presence. Suzanne says, thank you, Charlene. I'm so glad you're able to move over here from Insight Timer. You said it was beautiful and inspiring. I'm so glad. Thank you. Hey, Sandy. Sandy says, safe, serene, love, peaceful, divine, grateful. The world is whirling crazily. Needed this grounding, dear one. Oh, good. I'm so glad that was good for you. And you're right. It is, indeed. It's an intense time. Listen, for whatever reason, we signed up for it, so we might as well make the best of it. Can't escape. Unless we escape this. Because this is what is whirling, is what is being twisted and warped. Obviously most of the time without our ever being aware of it. The images that are put in front of us, the sounds that we hear in the background, that is why the more we can embody true presence, we can lock in to these feelings of safety. When we feel safe, we're able to activate intuition. Intuition? Maybe some of that too. Also, intuition. You can lock into whatever you want. It's clarity. We can lock into the state of clarity in a way that we can find joy in the silliness of life, right? And I say silliness not to make light of anything going on in the world. I say silliness because I see the divine as a beautiful radiant spark of joy, the innocence of a child, the purity of the expression of what it is to be human, to be in this lifetime. And so for me, that's why silliness will frequently come through, never to make light, but only to bring light. Joy, the joy of a child. Speaking of light, Jeremy always loves my segues. My friends, I am over the moon and past the sun, excited to share with you that we are going to be taking the work that we do off, not only, well, we'll still be doing it online, but we're going to take it offline so we can do this together in person, live. And we're going to expand all of the work that we do to fill an entire weekend. Because sometimes the most productive thing that we can do is simply to stop, listen, and activate. So this June, during the powerful expansive energy of the summer solstice, when the height of the sun is at its zenith, we are going to use that light, that power, that intensity to illuminate our own lives and reactivate and re-engage our life in a way that will help us feel more empowered, awaken creativity, and ground us into the safety and the knowingness, a deeper knowingness of who we are and the mission we are here to fulfill in this lifetime. So I would like to invite you to join me and recalibrate your internal compass on June 19th through the 21st. June 19th through 21st at the breathtaking Art of Living Retreat Center in the mountains of North Carolina for a solstice sound immersion. Over 3 days, we're going to journey together through the 7 chambers of the alchemist's heart using live 432 hertz crystal singing bowls, silent disco sound immersions, complete with Qigong, Tai Chi energy meditations, physicalizing the sound and frequency vibrations, the potency of them in and through our bodies to begin to have a more embodied and full experience. We're going to fuse ancient energy practices with modern frequency medicine and, of course, sacred solstice rituals to do more than just relax the body. We're going to recode our nervous system, re-architect our blueprint for our life. And this is an invitation to help clear the static, release the friction, and remember what your own actual signature frequency sounds like. So I invite you to let sound carry you and join me in the mountains of North Carolina this summer. Again, it's June 19th through 21st, and I can't wait to see you there. If you're on YouTube, Jeremy actually has the link. They're pinned in the comments, I do believe. Kind sir, did you do that? Yes, he did. Thank you very much. If on Insight Timer, if you go to our teacher's link, you can go to the website and find more information about that. You can also go to the Art of Living Retreat Center. So yeah. Back on Insight Timer, Mary says, watched on YouTube, no issues. Fantastic. Mary says it was very restorative. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of radical weather changes last weekend had you feeling quite drained and restless. Well, it wasn't just the weather. Yes, indeed. We feel you. Thank you for sharing that. Liddy, thank you. Perfect divine timing and so appreciative for your gift of musical healing, shifting the energy. Hugs back to you as well. So glad. Lori, Weltra says, changing micro patterns, so awesome. Thank you from Austria. Thank you for being here, my friend. So glad you were able to join us. Amazing. Lori says, yeah, thank you. Became aware of micro movement I can adjust in my morning that will adjust my frequency for the day. That sounds perfect. Thank you and grateful to you as well. Feeling grounded and inspired. I'm so glad. That's amazing. Ina says, it was wonderful. Thank you. Good job doing the work that you were doing. That's high five. No small feat. Lori says, thank you so much. Yes, I wish we could see you there that weekend, but you know what? This will be our first ever retreat in person, and there will be more to come. So of course, stay tuned. Yay, Lisa Nanda says, great, you can't wait. Amazing. Thank you so much for your kind words. Mika says, thank you so much for this wonderful experience. Good, I'm so glad. Well, I can't wait to see you all again. In fact, we are actually going to be back here with you again in T-minus 48 hours. We'll be back on Wednesday, February 25th. We'll be journeying and navigating into the great unknown together at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Time, and I hope to see you there. And until we meet again, please know that I hold you in my hearts, and I'm so excited to walk this path with you. Know that my prayer for you is that you are covered in light, you are blessed by love, and all of the macro patterns of your life unfold with perfect ease through the gracious art of your ability to micro manifest. Until we meet again, I love you. I'll see you soon. Sat Nam.